Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing this Linkswell T-style radio for 2014 to 2018 Ram pickups. I want to thank Linkswell for sending me this to get this installed and do a little bit of review for you guys. This is a Generation 5S model, runs on Android 9, the Oreo operating system, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage space, can run almost every app you can think of, and way bigger than the factory stereos available for those 14 to 18 Ram trucks. I had Gen 1 version of this stereo a long time ago. They fixed almost everything with this, with a lot faster processor, way more RAM, way more storage space, and honestly, kind of looks better. So if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell for more notifications, leave me a comment, let me know if you're going to buy one of these or if you already have one and just trying to figure out how to install it. Let me show you what's inside of it, and let's get it installed. This is the model number we got here. The instruction manual, PDF, and a product warranty card. A little bit extra foam, don't need that. This is the important piece. We'll open that here in a second. You know, all of our cables, all kinds of cool cables here. We'll have to figure out what all those go to. And just a little bit more foam in the box. All right, we'll get this box out of the way. Nice protective film on here is our 14 to 18 RAM Gen 5S. Our XM ready, our hazard button at the bottom, like a microphone. On the back side, we got our inputs and inline fuse, antennas. So let's go work on the inside of the vehicle and get that taken apart so we can get this installed. Here on the inside of the vehicle, it should be pretty easy to take this apart. There's going to be a rubber tab that's kind of cover piece up here. Just kind of dig in here, pull that out of the way. There's going to be 2 T20 Torx screws right there. And then on the inside over here, pull this tab out of the way. There's going to be a T20 way back there. On this one, it helps to start on this bottom corner. Once you get this loose, then it just kind of work it around the outside of it and got the whole thing assembly come apart. Got to gently pull this back, reach through here, and then disconnect all of these pigtails. One lock tab, because that's the important one. Just got this out and all disassembled. There's all the wires. I'm going to bring this over to the bench now and swap off the infotainment. I'm going to flip this upside down. Got all these nice Phillips screws on the back. So we're going to disassemble this area right through here for the stereo. Get all these screws taken out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 screws taken out of here. Pops right out. So we got our factory faceplate, and then our replacement faceplate. We just swap one to the other. Install this the same way. Slowly put this in here. Get these lined up. And just set it down. So all of our screw holes are lined up. We got an extra one at the bottom in the middle. There's nothing there. We're going to reuse 12 of the 13 screws. Just got to get this screw back in place. Just kind of want to be gentle here, putting these back in. Start on opposite corners. Get them at least started a little bit. Make sure everything's lined up, then we can snug them all down. All right, so now we got all these started. So now I'm going to work from the top down. That way, as it tightens it up, it doesn't flex and bow it too much. Snug these down. Do not want to over tighten these, it will break the plastic mounts. Get them all nice and tight. Flip it over, see how it looks. Yeah, looks factory. We got the faceplate installed onto the factory area here, but we got to get the factory stereo out still. These are going to be 7 millimeters, just regular sockets. We'll get this taken out. Not a lot of room to work here. We'll just disconnect this plug, pull it out. Just a little bit more room to see back behind here. Well, these are the factory connectors. This one right here, just pull this plug back out. Gives you more room to work. And then just pull these little connector tabs back, pull them out to get this factory stereo out. Okay, we're done with that. All right, so after digging through all the wiring harnesses here, it looks like we got a couple of them we got to connect to each other. Reverse camera output wire that we have to take care of. Personally, I don't like having exposed ground wire here on the RCA. So I'm going to put some heat shrink tube on here and get this sealed up. Not going to come loose, jiggling around underneath the dash. There's several connectors up here off to the right that I don't need for the install on this specific vehicle. A DVR cable, auxiliary inputs for other connectors, an extra USB connector, and a fiber optic audio output connector. On the box on here, I've gone ahead and kind of protected some of these wires with a little bit a plastic wrap, zip ties, and then the heat shrink cable across the RCA input for the rear camera, a Wi-Fi antenna cable here that hooks up, or GPS connector cable here that just snaps in place, factory USB connector cable. This end will hook up to the factory USB on the vehicle, and then we have an extension cable here that will run over to the glove box. And then this is just another antenna cable from our factory antenna hookup. This is our kind of converter box. They'll let us hook up to and control the climate control. The rest of these wires also wrapped up because we don't want those grounding out on random bits of metal in the vehicle, and along with the rear inputs down here. The only input I need to use off of this is just the microphone. So we've got a lot of wires we're going to have to try to cram up underneath the dash. So let's see if I can get that taken care of. So I'm going to see if I can get all of those and all of these hooked up together. This section right here in the middle is kind of getting in the way because of all of these. When it gets lined up, they're going to get pinched. Cut that out of the way, it gives it more room. It also moved the main wiring harness that ran up from the middle and then moved it so it runs in the bottom. So all these wires come straight up instead of becoming a nice little pinch point right here. The microphone on this side is run through the bottom, back here underneath the dash, all the way around, up the pillar, and put it up right here. And if you're wondering which one of these wires is the antenna, this one is right here. This white with a red clip. Hopefully it's the same on yours. It should be. There'll be another wire in there that's white with purple. That one goes to the Uconnect system and the 911 radio. So make sure you just use this white one. That's the actual FM radio. Wi-Fi antenna is shoved back here. There's a GPS antenna. Good reception, even though it's underneath the metal bracket. Doesn't matter. Everything fits a lot better now. And we'll just get this snapped back in place. Now that I got this wired up, I'm going to test to see how long it takes to get the reverse camera on from the first starting it. That was pretty good. System setup or set guide. I had to set this one to the RAM high. Once we did that, backed off, hit save and reboot, and then everything worked. Let me show you guys how to change the video settings on here so that way you can watch videos while the vehicle's in motion. Probably shouldn't do this, but sometimes it doesn't work correctly. So you can go to the system setting over here, go down to the factory settings. Factory code here is 1660. Hit OK, and it'll take you a lot of stuff here. Try not to mess it too much. Go to install set. Scroll down a ways until you get to video in motion. Make sure that's set to off. If it's set to on, it restricts your video while you're in motion. Other setting you want to change is all the way at the bottom. Go to demo mode, turn demo mode on. That way it'll get rid of the boot up warning screen. That way you don't have to keep hitting that every time you start stereo. And then just hit the save and reboot. If you mess something up in here, you are on your own. Don't do that. I'm going to go through here and check out all the apps that it has. On Netflix and Google and whatnot. Quick, easy options, just slide off to the right. You got all your climate control buttons down here, and you can just turn on your climate control with a button, and then adjust your fan speeds at the bottom. So that way you can have the climate control over here at the bottom and be running through all the other options, and always have climate control, or do a little bit more advanced climate control, bigger buttons, easier to press while you're driving. If you're wondering, yes, you can have both at the same time. Although I'm not really sure why you would ever want that. Everybody, thanks for watching my video. Pretty easy install overall. Just a little bit of time consuming up on the dash. Got to cut that bracket out. But if you want to buy one of these Linkswell technology Tesla style screens for your RAM, I'll put the link in the description below. And appreciate you watching. Thanks. I'll see you next time.